So we could edit multiple objects at the same time. So this is a new scene. You could go to File, New, General, Don't Save. You have this new scene. What I could do is select all these in select mode, left click and drag. If I'm in that selection mode and press delete, in the viewport it will delete it. I could add objects by either going to add in your viewport, in the menu in the viewport, and I could add, let's say, a cube. Or what I could do is hold Shift A in the viewport and you'll get a floating menu that's the same thing as add here. So I'll do it here, Shift A, go to mesh, go to cube. I'll deselect, I'll do another one, Shift A, mesh. I'll go to UV sphere, that's a sphere. I'll move it, so while that sphere you can see is selected here. Go to the move tool, I'll go on the green y-axis and move it to the side. I'll go back to select mode, select something that's empty, so it's deselects it. Shift A, mesh, and I'll just take a cone. Go to the move tool, move it to the side here. Okay, with that, one of the things, if I select an object and press Control Tab, you'll get this wheel that goes up to go into different edit modes. So if I go into, we only seen probably one right now, it's just edit. You go to over the edit side for that selected object. And then right now I'm in edit mode. I can select point, edge, or faces. I'm in point. I select the point, take the move tool, and I could edit the point like that. And another way you could do it, you could just press tab and you could toggle in and out of edit mode, because that's most likely the most used mode. Or you could also do Control Tab and you'll see there's numbers on the side of the mode. So if I want to go into edit mode, I could just press 6 on the number pad or on the keyboard. It should work. If I want to go to other modes, you could press the number there. So I'll just press 6 and you see I'm in edit mode. I'll press tab because that will toggle back to object mode. What you could do now is you could select multiple objects by clicking on one, hold Shift, click on the other, and still holding Shift, left clicking with your mouse button on the other object here, and now you have 3 objects selected. I'll go to edit mode this way now. Drop down edit mode, and you see they all could be edited at the same time, even though there are 3 different objects. So I could go into the selection mode. I could select a bunch of points while I'm in point or vertex mode there, and vertex select, and then I could go to the move tool, and if I move it, those could move in one, and basically you can move them 3 different objects, points, or components at the same time. This could be helpful if you want to maintain thickness or want to edit something, maybe clothing on a character, and change the underlaying body sculpt as well. I'll press Control Z to undo. I'll go to edit mode and go back to object mode here. One other thing I want to show are these different tabs up here. These are different views or different layouts that streamline different workflows. It's not different modes in Blender. Blender, it's just basically a different way to view the viewport, or basically the layout of the software that is more optimized for that mode in the whole 3D production process. So for example, layout, this is kind of like a general view. You have like a timeline, outliner, and you have the panel over here as well for information, and the viewport. If you went into something like compositing, it's more set up for a compositing workflow. You don't even have a 3D viewport. You have like a node editor for compositing. So go back to layout. I'll just explain really quickly the concept, because without knowing what each one means, it's not really going to make much sense. But just know that these are up there to help organize or help streamline that process. So one way that also helps is that if you, let's say, select this object and then go into modeling mode, notice down here the timeline goes away. So you have a bigger real estate or more space for the viewport. And it automatically sends you if you have an object selected, it automatically goes into edit mode. So if I go back to layout, it was in object mode. I had the cube selected. If it went to modeling, it went to edit mode because most likely if you're going to go to model, you want to move the vertices, the edges, or the faces. So it goes in there directly. You could go back to layout, and if I multi-select holding shift and clicking, and then go to modeling, all these are available to model now. So I could select this, hold shift, select those, hold shift, select, and then I can move these. I'll press Ctrl Z to undo. You could also sculpting mode, which we haven't gone over yet. And you won't really see much of a difference at this resolution, but we could go over it. I could multi-select as well. Hold shift and select them, and I go into sculpting, and then all of these are available for sculpting. And sculpting is more like traditional clay, like sculpting in real life. But it's really more useful when you have higher resolution, which we'll go over in its own section. And there's a lot of brushes here. And let's say we go into the grab brush, which allows you just basically to move points. If you float over, for example, a floating point here, you could take it and start grabbing it. I think if you select this, I think the last one selected is going to be what's active. So if I select this, go to sculpting, I'll take the grab brush. If I float over, I'm in. You see the points that I can move and I can grab it. Again, how to use these brushes and the workflow for sculpting is another lesson. This is just to show the different modes. Another thing you could do is you could press plus. You could add your own workspace. In this case, I'll say duplicate the current one. You'll see another one is created. I could double click that and rename it my workspace, for example. And in here, and from here, you could start splitting things out, like split vertically, and do your own layout and organize it your own way. So let's say here, I want this one to be an outliner, which would be located here. And maybe I'll split this horizontal. And the bottom one, I could have the graph editor, for example, which I haven't explained what that is yet. So let's say that's what it is. So now if I go to layout, it goes back to the other layout. If I go to my space, I have my version of it.
Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.